Welcome back, friends. Got a little DIY project today. I recently got my first Big Agnes tent. I was looking for a two-man tent, relatively lightweight, relatively inexpensive, and I found a smoking deal at the end of the year for a Tumble 2. Not their lightest tent, but it's certainly not their most expensive. It's their Ultralight tents. It's more than double the money, and I found this one on closeout for 173 bucks. Free shipping and no tax. So hey, I'm your Huckleberry. I took that baby. So when I first got it home, I knew what the specs were, and I knew it wasn't the lightest one in the world, but there were some things in there that I thought I might be able to shave some weight off of. First thing I got to looking at was my tent stakes. I said, man, those things have got to be porkers, but really not. These alloy stakes that you see all the time, 14 grams. So I can go out and buy some MSR groundhogs, spend 25-30 bucks on a set, save pretty much no weight. So well, that's out. But then I got to looking, I said, I'm not real crazy about this stuff sack. Number one, it's way too big. I mean, all I need is that, and all I need is that. So, and the tent posts are the same way. So I said, well, what can I do? What can I make another sack out of? I got to looking at my big old box of sacks and containers, and I said, nah, nothing's going to be lightweight. This particular one here, the factory one, is 9 grams. Now, I'm not a gram counter, but I do have a scale. I'm kind of an ounce guy, but my ultralight days, that ship sailed. So if I want to lose some weight on my pack, I just lose some weight on my body, like don't eat for 2 days or something. But I figured I could do something else, save a little weight, and I got to do it myself, which is kind of fun. So I ended up making something like this. This isn't the one we're going to use, but this is exactly what it's going to be. Nice little envelope here, flat. Got stakes in there, and this packet here weighs 3 ounces. I'm sorry, 3 grams. So a third of the weight of this. So I'm gonna do the same thing with my tent poles too, and it starts adding up. Might end up losing a little weight here. So let me show you how to make one of these things. We're not gonna build the whole thing tonight because it's kind of boring watching glue dry and things like that. But you only need a few things. Out of my supply closet there at the office, got FedEx or Postal Service Tyvek envelopes. So that's cool, had those in stock. Need a ruler, some scissors, some glue, and one of the key ingredients here is contact cement. Not Elmer's, not a hot glue gun, none of this, I don't know, what's this, a glue stick? No, you want contact cement, and I'll tell you why. Because when you glue these seams together, they don't come apart. I've used this to glue dozens of shoe soles back onto my kids' shoes, and it's better than the glue they came with. So there's 1,001 uses for contact cement. You need to keep it around the house. Now, one of the keys is when you put the contact cement on, it goes on both surfaces and you let it completely dry. And that at room temperature is going to be somewhere in the 10, 12, maybe 15-minute time frame. And then once you put it together, it's there. So you better be pretty sure of how you want that stuff to lay together. So what we did here, show you. I've got this drawn out already because it'd be boring to watch me do it again. I just figured out how many stakes I need, how much room I needed. And so I ended up with something that looks like this. This is going to be my flap. This is going to be the strap that's going to go across. The flap goes through. Then all you got to do is take your scissors and we'll just cut this little baby. Now, this is what's left over from the other envelope that I did. And if you'll notice, I used the side that was already seamed on one side at the bottom. So we only have to reseam one. I'll go on up here and cut this off. Rid of that. Here's our strap. Make this nice and neat. You can round the corners off, whatever you want to do. Hell, put glitter on it, bedazzle, whatever, you know. But this is just a basic little envelope for moi. Oh, got the corner off there. Okay. Okay, there's our envelope, just like that. Now, you're going to take the contact cement and you're going to do it along this edge. Don't worry if you get a little coming out of both sides. And then you're going to put it on this edge too. And then you want to separate these two because you don't want to touch while it's drying. You can get anything. I mean, you can take a screwdriver, set it in there, just something to hold this flap open. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Hold that baby open like that. I just use my eyeglass case. It doesn't matter. And then when you're ready, pull that thing out and make sure you're on a nice, hard, flat surface. And you can get this thing to lay down and just smooth it out. Then if you want to, you can take something, maybe just this bottle here, and do that. So you only have that one seam to do. Then you're going to take your flap, same thing here, hard surface, get a nice hard crease in there. And then all you have to do is find my strap, and I'm going to cut it a little short. And you can be kind of creative on this if you want to on your strap. You can work it to where it actually looks just like an envelope. I did that by accident. Or if you want a little more color, use the FedEx ones. Figure out where you want to put this. Okay. And then maybe mark it with a pencil. A little bit of contact cement there, a little bit of contact cement there. Let it dry, push it down, and then when you're done, this is what you're going to have. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe I got too much time on my hands, but I like making stuff. And like I said, this one here that's too big for this particular project only weighs 3 grams versus the 9 grams here. So I cut 2/3 of the weight down right there. Now what I'm going to do when I build one for my tent poles, I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to have to use both sides. And I'll have to glue it together up here to make it a little longer. It's not going to actually be too much longer than this. I might actually be able to find a larger FedEx envelope or postal envelope for it. But I'm pretty excited. I mean, I've seen guys that they really trick these things out. They'll put some nylon cord in there and fold this over, and they'll have a stuff sack just like that. But you know, I'm trying to get away from this. I'm trying to get away from using this cord. I'm get away from using this. Plus, when you're done, this thing is nice and flat. So that's kind of what I liked about it. So there you are, guys. A little quick and dirty, super cheap way to save a little weight, save a little space, and do it yourself. And yes, even a moron can do it, as we have just demonstrated. So let me know what your thoughts are. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like us there, and also share it with your friends. Let me know what your comments are down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So until next time, you guys get outside, and I hope to see you down the trail. Adios.